Long before skyscrapers, Wi-Fi, and comment sections, humans were basically stickmen with rocks and bad tempers. Life was simple. Find food, don't get eaten, and maybe draw something cool on a cave wall. Fire was the ultimate life hack. Suddenly, nights weren't scary anymore, meat tasted better, and stories were born. These early humans didn't know it yet, but every bad decision, smart trick, and accidental discovery they made would snowball into the chaotic world you're living in right now. As time passed, humans got tired of running after food like it owed them money. So they settled down, planted crops, and invented farming. This was a huge upgrade, but also a trap. Farming meant food security, but it also meant work, rules, and arguments over land. Villages grew into cities, leaders appeared, and suddenly someone decided they were in charge. Congratulations, humanity had just unlocked civilization and also permanent stress. With cities came writing, because memory alone couldn't handle taxes and drama. Symbols turned into languages, and stories stopped disappearing when people died. Laws were written, myths were recorded, and history officially began. Humans started asking bigger questions about gods, the stars, and their own purpose. Meanwhile, wars happened because humans still hadn't mastered the art of sharing. Progress was happening, but chaos was always invited. Empires rose like stickmen standing on each other's shoulders. Egypt, Mesopotamia, Greece, Rome, all powerful, all convinced they'd last forever. They built monuments, roads, and ideas that still echo today. Philosophy, math, and politics were born during arguments that never really ended. But empires also fell, usually because of greed, corruption, or someone attacking from the wrong direction. Turns out, history loves repeating the same mistakes. After some empires collapsed, humanity entered a messy phase. Knowledge survived, but progress slowed down in many places. Castles, swords, and plagues became part of daily life. Life was tough, short, and often unfair. Still, humans kept experimenting, inventing, and dreaming. Even in dark times, curiosity refused to die. Somewhere in a workshop, someone was already planning the next big leap forward. Then came a glow-up called the Renaissance. Humans rediscovered old ideas and mixed them with new creativity. Art became emotional, science became experimental, and curiosity exploded. People started questioning everything, including authority. Painters, thinkers, and inventors pushed boundaries, often getting in trouble for it. Humanity was slowly realizing that knowledge was power, and power was worth fighting for. The Industrial Revolution changed everything at an uncomfortable speed. Machines replaced muscles, cities grew fast, and factories never slept. Life became more efficient, but also more exhausting. Wealth increased, but so did inequality. Humans traded fresh air for productivity and called it progress. This era powered modern civilization, but it also introduced pollution, overwork, and the idea that time itself could be sold. As technology advanced, humans connected the world with wires, engines, and ideas. Trains, telegraphs, and electricity shrank the planet. News traveled faster than rumors, and innovation became competitive. Countries raced to become stronger, smarter, and louder. Unfortunately, this competition didn't stay peaceful. Tension built up like a bad comment section waiting to explode. Then everything exploded. World wars dragged humanity into its darkest moments. Technology meant destruction on an industrial scale. Cities burned, millions died, and the world learned how fragile it really was. Yet even in horror, humans adapted. Medicine improved, alliances formed, and lessons were painfully learned. History proved that progress without wisdom can become a weapon. After the wars, humanity tried to rebuild and behave better. New systems were created to prevent total chaos, though they didn't always work. Science advanced rapidly, and space stopped being just a mystery. Humans looked up at the stars and thought, what if we go there? The Cold War turned innovation into a race, pushing technology faster than ever before. Computers entered the scene quietly, then took over everything. What started as room-sized machines became personal devices. Information became accessible, fast, and overwhelming. Humans could now store more knowledge than ever, yet still argue over basic facts. The digital age rewired how people think, communicate, and exist. Reality began competing with screens for attention. The internet connected billions of minds in one chaotic network. Ideas spread instantly, whether they were brilliant or completely wrong. Communities formed without borders, and culture evolved at lightning speed. Humans gained a powerful tool, but also a mirror reflecting their best and worst sides. The world felt smaller, louder, and more confusing all at once. Social media turned everyone into a broadcaster. Attention became currency, opinions became weapons, and silence felt uncomfortable. Humans started measuring value in likes and views. While some voices were empowered, others were drowned out. Identity became performative, and reality became editable. The line between truth and entertainment blurred more each day. Meanwhile, science kept moving forward without waiting for emotional readiness. Genetics, robotics, and automation reshaped industries. Machines learned patterns, predicted behavior, and started doing jobs once thought uniquely human. This wasn't science fiction anymore. Humanity stood at a crossroads, unsure whether these tools would become partners or replacements. Artificial intelligence entered the chat, and suddenly the future arrived early. AI could write, draw, analyze, and decide faster than any human. Productivity soared, but anxiety followed closely behind. Humans asked the same old question again. Did we go too far? The difference this time was that the answer might not be entirely human. Now here we are. A species that started with sticks and stones now builds thinking machines. Humanity carries ancient instincts inside modern systems. Every breakthrough still comes with consequences. History isn't a straight line of improvement, but a messy spiral of learning and forgetting. The past isn't gone. It's coded into everything we've built. The story of humanity is unfinished, unstable, and still being written. Each generation inherits the choices of the last and adds its own mistakes. Technology changes fast, but human nature changes slowly. The same curiosity that lit the first fire now powers global networks. The question isn't what humans can create, but what they choose to do with it. So after all of this, from caves, fire, empires, wars, machines, and now AI, this is where humanity stands. Not at the end, but stuck in a loop, repeating history while pretending we're different. If this story made you think, even for a second, then hit like so this Stickman knows he's not thinking alone. And if you want to see where this story goes next, subscribe. Because history isn't done with us yet.